Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. Welcome to Cap at Home. We're coming live, and great, and shout out to Allie, Miss Allie, and Miss Rachel for their projects today for their sculptures and the metal. We love paper, and it's so easy and accessible for us. So that's why I think it's great that all of us are doing something really paper related today. So today, what I'm going to show you is how to make origami butterflies, and I'm going to show you a few different ways to be able to do that, just kind of shaping them and using different kinds of paper and coloring them if you'd like to. So today, what you're going to need is some paper, and you can start off with some just regular printer paper, or if you have origami paper or anything like that. I have a variety of sizes and shapes, and I will show you how to make a square, because a lot of origami and what we're doing today calls for a square shape. So I'm going to show you a few different ways to cut that down. And you can have a ruler today, a pencil, and some different colored markers, or crayons, or colored pencils, and some scissors too, if you'd like. And I do also have a few bigger sheets of paper to show you how we can make some larger butterflies here. So I'm gonna go ahead and put these aside, but you see I have some different size ones. And it's really fun, and it's great because you can use all kinds of different pieces of paper and sizes. So here I have just some regular construction paper, and this can go for a lot of papers that you usually have, but just to make a simple square, you can use this with scissors or without, but you can just take one corner here and fold it to line up the one whole side on the other side here, almost like you're kind of making a triangle of that sort. And it's really it's really beneficial for you to be able to have a very clean and straight fold. So usually I always suggest using, you can use your fingernail to really push down, or you can just take your scissors and kind of put some pressure and make that fold a lot better. But you see here, that's a pretty good fold. So then you with your scissors here, or with your ruler, you can you go ahead and trim this extra part here, as you can see. And I always love to save these because you can make smaller things out of origami. So here is your square, and it's usually a perfect square, so it's great. I say we can use a 6x6 square, and this is just a little bit bigger, which is okay. But I already have my first fold here, so we're gonna go ahead and just make another X with the fold. So we're gonna go ahead and fold the other corner to the other corner to create that X in the middle of our creases. And I'm gonna just go ahead and use my finger first, and then I'm gonna go ahead and go back over my folds to make a deeper crease with the back of my scissors. So there we have an X, right in the middle of our square piece of paper. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna pick one way to fold, basically like a hot dog. And either way you decide to fold, it'll be a hot dog. So we're gonna go ahead and just fold this way. And we wanna make sure that we're lining it up as best as we can. With origami, it just is a lot easier if you have everything kind of lined up and pretty much even. So I'm going to go ahead and use my scissors with that fold there. So here you see now, we almost have a star here in our square. So this next part is a little bit tricky, and it's okay to practice. And origami, the way we do folding and everything like that, helps with helping put together what we're making. So we're gonna have it like this. So we're gonna be basically grabbing the ends of these creases here that we made in the middle, and we're gonna just, you can even use just go one by one, but you can use your left hand to guide, holding that down. But we're gonna go ahead and kind of fold that here, basically bringing this fold to this side. And we're gonna just push this down here, like that. And then we're gonna take basically the other side and do the same thing. So we're kind of, you know, using both of our hands to guide, and we're gonna end up with like a triangle shape here. And it's okay if that, you know, we can mold it and fold it. So this is with construction paper, so it's, you know, a little thicker, but it's pretty good. So we have this triangle shape here, or if it kind of folds open, it's almost like a pyramid. But it's easy because, like, you know, you'll do it right because it'll kind of collapse into it. It's on itself. So, you know, back again, we'll go from here. And, you know, you can go as slow as you need to be able to do this, but it's almost, you know, like we're kind of folding it in accordion style, like into itself. So you see how we did that there. So there we have this triangle. And then the next thing, so like, you know, I have here my pointy wings. You can keep them pointy, but this is the part where, you know, we'll be able to design our wings for our butterfly. So it's easy, you know, to be able to cut them and shape them. We're just going to fold our triangle right in half, and the area that we're going to cut is just right along, you know, these sections here with the extra amount of triangle folds. So I'm going to go ahead and just make a rounded side. And you see how I have all these pieces of scraps. I'm just going to leave them off to the side to make it easier to clean up for later. But you see we have this shape now here. So then we're going to just fold it right back up. And you can kind of see here, we still have almost that triangle shape, but now we have all these like rounded edges. So the next thing we're going to do is, you see how there's two flaps here. We're just going to take one and we're going to fold it towards the pointy end. So here we have this extra piece, and then this one is folded. And then so here, we'll do the same thing on the other side. So then those two parts are facing the pointed area, and here we have, so we're starting to get what looks like a butterfly. The next part is a little bit tricky as well. It's gonna take some effort, but once, you know, you get it, it's, you know, you're gonna be, you know, kind of just knocking these out really easily. So what we're gonna do is, we have this flap here, this pointy end, and what we're gonna do is bring it behind. So we're gonna just push this back here, and this is gonna be great because this is what's gonna, you know, kind of mold and shape it to become the butterfly. So you see, you can kind of, you know, take this and really push some pressure, not too much because we don't want to rip anything, but then we'll take that little flap there and hold it over the edge. And what's really great too is, and what's useful is just folding this right in half to kind of keep that shape, and you can just put pressure here along the bottom. And so, and sometimes if, you know, this flap doesn't want to stay, you can put a little bit of glue, like white glue or something of the sort, to let it dry. But so that really helps keep the shape of your butterfly. And there you have it. So there is your butterfly, and you know, you can go ahead, and now that you see how it's kind of laid out, you know, if to add decoration or anything like that, you can just unfold it, you know, and color all of that in. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put that off to the side so I can show you how to make a different one. But you see how that one's kind of popping up a little bit. But it's cool because, you know, you can try over and over again using different kinds of paper, and you know, seeing what you really like and what really fits best for your process. So this one I already have started here too. This one is actually origami paper, and I already kind of got it started. I made it a little bit smaller to show you how I'm going to do this. So I go ahead and just fold there, and I want the pink to show, so I'm going to fold them on the outside. So I'm going to go ahead and make that X in the middle here. And origami paper is a lot thinner, which is really nice that it ends up folding and creasing a lot easier. So here, and then again, we're going to take it and just fold it one way right in half to make this long rectangle, like almost a hot dog. And I'm going to go ahead and do this using my scissors, always a helpful tool. So here we go, right? So now I'm gonna kind of flip it over like this way, And what I'm gonna do, this is the tricky part, but I'm gonna go ahead and fold it in, right? So that's why we make the folds, is to help us along the way into making these folds kind of like that. So here we go. And there we have our triangle, and you can kind of see again like that. If you'd like, you can trim and make a design, you know, on your wings, which right again, you're gonna make the cut where all of those pointy ends kind of come together. And maybe I'll do it round, and maybe I'll make a nice little design there like this, and keep the extra pieces to the side, because then it'll make for easy cleanup. And you also see that I'm working on top of something, which is really useful as well, because that'll help for easier cleanup too. So then we'll fold it right back up, and we're gonna go ahead and fold one edge there towards the pointy side, fold the other one towards the pointy side as well. There you go, there you are. And then we're gonna take the pointy side and push it behind and back up, you know, here. This one is going to be a little bit trickier, and that's okay, but just put some extra pressure back there to see. And there you go. So this one, there you go. So this one is a little bit different, but you can kind of see, you can mold it to how you like really want. So yeah, there's a little, this one compared to this, we have a nice little difference there. So, and then you can even make bigger ones. So, you know, you can take your large piece of paper, and just like I showed you in the very beginning, to make this square, you can just fold it right along the edge there, paper. It won't reach the bottom usually, but that's all right, because we want it to be a perfect square. So you can take that, you see, it kind of looks almost like a triangle, and then you'll just trim the edge there. And this now I'm using is regular copy paper, just printer paper, you know. And then I like to save these scraps because I can make smaller things, you know, using all of these. So I'm gonna put that off to the side here. So this one, it's great because, you know, this one's like a much larger piece of paper. So this one's gonna be a big butterfly. So it's great because you can, once you get the hang of it, you can make multiple. You can kind of see how I'm flying through them. And it's a lot of fun because you can gift them. You can make like a little, you know, maybe tie them to a string or something of the sort, or give them as gifts. You know, little joys, just to make people happy. And you can even hang them like in the window. So here we have that. So there's like the star in the middle. I'm gonna go ahead and fold in there and fold this to the side like this. And this one the same. There we are. And then we fold it into a triangle. Origami is really fun because it's always like a fun little experiment to see how it's going to turn out. So I'm going to actually leave them pointy this time. And like I said, we're going to take one side and just fold it right up to that pointy edge. See, this paper's a little thicker, so folding is a little more tricky, but that's all right. And because they're handmade, and butterflies are great, and you know, they're all different and they look beautiful, so it's really great. So, you know, we're going to take the pointy end here and fold this right up to the top there, you know, to help give that shape. We're just going to take this and fold the little tab. Maybe push it a little bit more. It's great. Once you do that, it helps shape your butterfly a little bit better. You see here, and we're going to take it like this, and there you go. So there's the one with the pointy, because I didn't decide to cut or make a design or anything in the wings. See, this I'll probably have to glue a little, but here are these. And so what we're going to do I kind of want to design this one, so I'm gonna just unravel this a little bit. And you know, it's great because you can use whatever color that you want and, you know, make the butterfly however you feel. And so just kind of depending on, you know, how you want to design your butterfly and what colors you want to use. It's great because then you can see how your origami is being laid out here. So then you'll be able to just go ahead and doodle or draw. I kind of messed it up there, but that's all right because I'm just going to go right over that. You know, maybe I'll make them a little thicker, and you can kind of, you know, just like almost like your mandalas, it's nice, or even like the Zentangle thing. You know, the project that anybody has done. These are really great. You know, they all kind of help one another. You know, with designing or anything of that sort. So now you know, so you can kind of see how, you know, you can just check back and see how everything is going to look too towards the end when you finish. But yeah, so, you know, there's a lot of them that you can, you know, make like, you know, using different size papers like I showed you, because all you really need to start off with, like I say, is like a square. You know, even something this small really works. You know, construction paper works, and all of these things are really great and useful. So there you have it. My little butterfly garden. You can even, like I said, hang them in the window, make like a garland, or just like, you know, put them all on a string. Maybe, you know, gift one to somebody, you know, like a family member, or anybody of that sort. So yeah. Here's my little family of butterflies. They're all really beautiful and colorful. And so, you know, you just want to make sure that you do clean up. Like, you know, if you do decide to cut your wings or anything like that, I'm going to just take all of my extra pieces of paper here and put them in a pile. I love holding on to scrap paper that I can use. I'll put my butterflies off to the side. And like I said, it's always lovely to work on something because then, you know, you can just lift this up and just go ahead and take that into the trash, which I will do. And so voila, oops. And you can have like that. And so I'm just gonna go ahead and put everything away. You know, it's a nice thing to be able to do is just clean up really easy and kind of have it like how you started. So yeah, thank you for joining me today. I hope you really enjoy learning how to make origami butterflies. It's a really fun and simple way to be able to turn paper into something really beautiful. Just as well as, you know, the sculptures that Miss Allie made today, or even your own metal with like Miss Rachel. So if you missed those, go back and check them out, and come back and hang out with us next week. We're gonna have some really great things to show and to create art during this time. So yeah, thanks for hanging out with me this afternoon. I appreciate it. You know, take your time. I would love to see everybody make their own butterflies or any different ways that they do it. Origami's great, paper's great. It's very simple. A lot of us usually have it, even lined paper. So yeah, thank you.